Welcome to this lecture for the University Utara Malaysia School of Computing. I am Dr. Jabbar Al-Maliki, and today we are focusing on Section 9.5, Conflict of Interest in Digital Forensic Investigations. Imagine you have just finished analyzing a hard drive. You found the exact malware signatures and server logs proving who executed a corporate cyber attack. But there is a catch. The prime suspect is a close family member. Or perhaps you own a large amount of stock in the victim company. This tension is a conflict of interest. It happens when an investigator's personal interests, financial benefits, or external pressures interfere with their professional responsibility to remain objective and neutral. Your forensic analysis algorithms and hash verifications might be computationally flawless, but if your professional integrity is compromised by a conflict, every piece of technical evidence you extracted becomes entirely unreliable. In digital forensics, we categorize these situations into 6 distinct forms. Financial conflicts occur when you stand to gain monetarily from the investigation's outcome, such as analyzing a breach at a company where you own shares. Personal relationship conflicts happen when the suspect is someone you know, like a classmate, friend, or relative, which can consciously or unconsciously alter how you report incriminating data. We must also separate organizational conflicts from professional ones. An organizational conflict involves internal pressure. For example, your employer orders you to minimize the reported severity of a data breach to protect the company's stock price. A professional conflict involves competing external duties, like an independent consultant trying to work for both the prosecution and defense in related legal cases. Finally, investigators handle cases involving government systems that bring political and national security pressures, or they face personal bias, where anger toward a suspect or sympathy for a victim alters the language they use in their final report. These conflicts rarely start with obvious corruption like a cash bribe. Often they grow from unconscious emotional bias or divided loyalties. In a court of law, even the mere appearance of a conflict is enough to damage public trust and destroy an investigation's credibility. You have to recognize the warning signs early. If you see financial incentives, external pressures, or competing professional obligations, you are looking at a potential conflict. Ignoring these signs leads directly to a loss of objectivity, ethical violations, and heavy legal challenges. To stop these consequences, the industry uses a specific management framework. It relies on 4 actions: open disclosure of the issue, reassignment of personnel if necessary, independent peer review of the data, and strict separation of duties. Let's test your understanding with a scenario. Consider an internal investigator who finds evidence of data theft, but realizes the culprit is a close colleague. The investigator decides to avoid reporting this specific evidence. Look at the 2 questions on screen. Pause the video right now, write down exactly what type of conflict this represents from our taxonomy, and identify the immediate management step the investigator should have taken instead. The culprit is a close colleague, making this a clear personal relationship conflict. To manage it correctly, the investigator should have immediately used the first step, disclosure, and requested reassignment to ensure the investigation remained neutral. Stepping away from a case involving a colleague is difficult. But correctly applying this framework proves your commitment to professional integrity, ensuring factual evidence is prioritized over internal pressure or personal comfort. As computer science students, you must understand how this plays out in a legal dispute. Defense attorneys know that attacking a complex hashing algorithm is difficult. Instead, they will target the human element. They will aggressively challenge your neutrality as an investigator, the overall fairness of the investigation, and the reliability of your evidence. If a court discovers an undisclosed conflict of interest, your credibility as an expert witness is ruined. Even with perfect technical methodology, the court will often reject the evidence completely. You will not be navigating these ethical hurdles alone. As professionals, you will rely on your organization's formal policies and adhere strictly to the codes of ethics from global bodies like ISACA, ISC2, and the EC Council. Managing these issues is a shared responsibility. Individual investigators have a duty to maintain independence and disclose conflicts immediately. Meanwhile, organizations must support this by conducting independent audits and enforcing clear ethics policies. Proactive conflict of interest management is the primary safeguard of your career. It protects the integrity of your investigation, ensures your evidence holds up in court and preserves public trust. Thank you for your attention. University Utara Malaysia School of Computing students.